Hello, it's Mr. Marvell here, and it's time for another 1 year on video, and this time I'll be reflecting on Animal Crossing New Horizons, a game that has helped so many people since its release 1 year ago, including myself. So let's jump straight into it. So first things first, it's important to mention the timing of the game's release. It was on the 20th of March 2020, when many countries around the world were being hit with the pandemic and were entering lockdowns. So millions of people could no longer go out and socialise, but games give that escapism none more so than Animal Crossing. So New Horizons was literally the game the world needed. It was perfect timing. It's a game I needed, as well as 5 days before the release I started to get some awful COVID symptoms myself. In fact, I had good and bad days from the virus 11 weeks on, with lingering symptoms in many of my organs. But New Horizons was the one constant in my life that helped my state of mind and gave me a routine. I really do owe a lot to New Horizons, and I'm sure there's many people around the world with similar stories, whether they had COVID or not. And of course, on the days where I felt fine, I made plenty of New Horizons videos for this channel, which I will speak about a little bit later. Now let's get into the game itself. My first impressions were so good. The charming nature of the game was felt right away, with the music, the audio design and the art style. It just seemed like a lovable game that I would spend hundreds of hours on, which I don't often feel early on in games. My starter villagers were Deirdre and Flip, which I was really happy with. I still have Deirdre to this day as it happens, but not Flip. I'm sure he's happy lifting weights somewhere though. Anyway, they were great starters to have, and when I set up my tent it really gave me a sense of endless possibilities. I was so excited to fish, to build and to customise my island. It truly felt like an escape from the real world. And it wasn't long until I fully fell in love with New Horizons. Even the little things like the movements from my character, the way he ran around picking up weeds, the way Deirdre and Flip smiled with joy and clapped. Those little things were done to perfection in New Horizons, and I noticed it straight from the offset. And from that point I just took the game day by day as more villagers moved in. The likes of Sherb, Aurora, Bo and Stitches arrived in the following days, which I still cannot believe. I don't know how I got that lucky, but I guess the Animal Crossing gods were with me. And yes, every day was a joy to turn on my Nintendo Switch and build my island into what it is today. I mean, I do have some really cool areas, but seeing other people's islands amazes me. The game really does showcase people's creativity to extreme levels. I mean, I've seen islands that resemble ancient Egypt, futuristic cities and even Disney World. Honestly, I sometimes think that I'm playing a different game to some people. But that is the beauty of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, the animals are really what make the game special. There are nearly 400 of them, and having played the game for a year now, I have seen a good chunk of them. But I have to pay tribute to my number one, and that is of course Sherb. Sherb is a lazy goat who is just adorable. And that's not really a word I use often, but it has to be said with Sherb. Whether he's exploring a museum or watering flowers, he just makes me smile with his blue little face. And I've made tons of videos on him, as some of you will have watched before, and put it this way, he is never going to leave my island. And to be fair, a good percentage of my subscribers are because of my Sherb video, so I owe him for that as well. The animals in general are amazing. All 8 personalities bring something different to the table. I just love how they interact with the other animals and the environments. The way their eyes move and follow the movements of insects is just so pure. Although if I had one complaint, it's that the animals need to start doing different things. Considering the game is a year old now, like for example Stitches said he wanted to stick his head in his birthday cake but didn't do it. Why can't they do stuff like that? For me that would be really cool and a great addition rather than just dancing. And why can't they swim, by the way? I would love to see Sherb swimming. Also, my first lot of animals like Sherb, Aurora and Deirdre have the standard houses, and not their own. There should be a way to change to their actual interiors. And there should be an option where you could give design tips so they can remove or add certain items. For me that would be really cool and is much needed going forward. But I can't complain too much. New Horizons got so much right. There are just a few little changes I'd like to see, and I'm sure soon they will happen. The game has really helped my YouTube channel, as well as all my most popular videos are all Animal Crossing related. But more importantly, the game has helped me and millions of people around the world in a very testing time like I mentioned earlier. The game continues to sell well, and it makes me happy that more and more people are experiencing it. I owe so much to Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I'll be playing it for years to come. So thank you Nintendo, you absolutely nailed it. Well, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your favourite memories of Animal Crossing New Horizons are. Like, subscribe, and see you soon.